And
And
we're
we're
back.
back. Part two.
There we go. Go ahead, Miss Cheryl.
All right. So uh let's see. We've been talking about the different platforms. We've been talking about I mean, I really completely lost the whole train of thought that I had going on, but
Traveling.
oh
His
yeah, I was talking about making it mobile because
Mm.
Marcus has a friend that is killing 50 grand a quarter at least, doing whatnot, shipping the items just as he gets them
Yeah.
at the bins, which I think is crazy, but it's such a cool business model.
Yeah. And
And
you
what's
don't have to list anything.
yeah, there's no listing, there's no storage. The only thing that you have to have is a label
Label
maker
printer and some bags.
and some bags. And yeah, and
Easy
actually,
peasy.
you don't really have to. Can you do QR codes with Whatnot yet? Because you
I
may
don't
not
know.
even have to have a label
I
printer.
don't know, maybe, but so yeah, it's definitely like, it's got me thinking for sure, like, because that was the part that everybody hates about eBay is the listing, so if you can totally eliminate that, like, of course you're going to make less money, but at the end of the day, you're doing less work, so you don't need to make all that money. I mean, like,
Right.
just sell more items. That's always the solution, right? No matter what platform you're on, sell more items.
Yeah, you could
Right.
absolutely travel and just hit a Goodwill bins in the
Yeah.
next city
Yep.
and make your money for a week or two, or stick around, whatever, and
Hmm.
enjoy the area,
Yeah,
and just keep
especially
moving.
with I think they give you same day payouts or something like that. I remember seeing a Harry Tornado video. Him and Haley went into some bin store and they were trying to make $500 in like an hour, and they got the payout, and then they gave the money away or some crazy stuff in the video. So like, and if you can get to that point to where you're getting same day payouts, like you're doing okay. You can go to some city, sell a bunch of random crap, and then spend a night out on the town. Like, live it up.
I
That's a
might
great
just
way to
have to add
travel.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might just have to add that to my business model. I
Yeah.
mean, so going to that. So let's get into some of the actual nitty-gritty business type stuff.
Mhm.
So one of the things that I really think is so cool about reselling is that there are so many different ways to do it.
Yeah.
You can either just do eBay, you can do 5 or 6 different platforms. I mean, we were just talking about doing the lives on Whatnot and doing the lives on Poshmark. I did some lives. I got it on Whatnot. I got approved. I did some lives. I did some lives on Poshmark early last year. It wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I have no issue being in front of the camera, being on camera,
Yeah.
but the now the shipping part for Whatnot, that may have changed. But that was actually where I struggled the most,
Mm.
was trying to get the orders
To
together,
match up. Yeah.
and then figure out, okay, well, what am I gonna put this in a box? Am I gonna put this in a bag? Because it
Yeah.
ended up, I love what I sell because it's all in the same stupid little 10 by 13 poly mailer.
Right.
Throw one of them in, smack the label on, throw the item in, seal it up, and out the door it goes.
Mm.
I don't have to have a lot of different shipping supplies.
Right.
I literally went to my niche in order to minimize my shipping supplies. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, that was the way I ran my business model, was niching down so that I had one bag that I shipped in, one bag that I stored in, one size box that I put all
Yep.
my items in. If
Yep.
everything was the exact same size.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's helpful. And what
Um,
kinds of things can people write off when we're talking about the reselling?
yeah, so obviously inventory, and your shipping supplies, one of the things that really, it's kind of funny that I did not make the connection with, is that we're allowed to, we tell everybody to start with their own items. And because of the business model that we run, we're able to list our items and then expense the items that we own. Like, say I wanted to list this, and that, when I bought this, like, I don't know, 8 years or so ago, maybe it was $20.
Mm.
And I could list this right now, and then I would put it in my expenses that I paid $20 for it because it came out of my closet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're yard selling to your business. I don't mean it exactly like that. So but you get to expense based on what you paid for it when you originally bought it. So anything that you own that you decide that you're going to list shouldn't just get donated. It should go through your business first, because
That's a good idea.
expenses.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that it wasn't until this year that I got my head wrapped around that one, because I'm trying to minimize.
Mm.
The bottom line was, I just didn't want to take it to the thrift store.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me start listening to stuff on Facebook Marketplace and see if I can just get people to come get it.
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing.
That's the cheat code, Cheryl.
So go ahead.
Marcus, I have a question. So when you started looking for jobs from home,
Mhm.
were you looking for jobs because you wanted to like pay down bills, pay down debt, or just I need money to live?
Well, so I was the kitchen manager at Golden Corral, and I hated my job. Simply not because of the company or anything like that, but because of the people that I worked with. I live in a small town, a lot of people on drugs, a lot of people don't want to work. So they come into work high, spun out of their minds. I have to pick up the slack because I'm the manager. And then so like with that, it just really led to a lot of frustration within that particular workplace. COVID happened. They shut us down. I was so happy because I didn't have to go to work, you know what I mean? But then they had us working still, which is some shady, underhanded stuff, that I'm not going to say publicly. But with that being said, I was like, I'm just really over this. I'm going to try to go back to school. So I got back into school for personal training. I've been certified once before, but I never did anything with it because I was also, not in the right frame of mind at that point in time. And I ended up getting locked up. My certification expired while I was locked up. When I came out, I had my head on my shoulders. Well, I when I got recertified for sports nutritionist and personal training certification, and then I couldn't get a job because I was a felon. So
Wow.
I went and tried to do all this and did it for nothing. So I was like, well, if this is all I got on hand is Golden Corral or food service, like this isn't going to work. Like something's got to give. I got to do something different because even as a salary manager, I was only getting $34,000 a year. That's not great money. So I was like, well, I've got to do something different. And so that's what made me look on Google for jobs because I knew I could go to the streets and make 200K, in a couple months if I do it the wrong way, but I'm not trying to do it the wrong way. So I was just trying to figure out what I could do that I could have my head held high. I could be thankful. And I know that I'm not breaking any laws. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not ruining any families. And this is what it is. I don't care what people say about you're stealing from the poor, blah, blah, blah. I'm a Christian, guys, and I don't think I'm doing anything wrong here. In fact, my preacher is one of my biggest subscribers to my channel. So if that says anything about the morality of this, it's all good. We're not doing anything wrong.
No, because the people that are in need don't need the clothes. They have the ability that most of these thrift stores that help that are helping people are giving the people in need like vouchers to go in and shop. and training for jobs and things like that.
Yeah.
The thrift stores need the cash flow to help them do the training and get them and help people get to job interviews and things like that. They don't need the clothes that people are donating, although the people are getting vouchers to go in there and shop. So nobody is
nobody's getting left out.
Nobody's getting left out.
Right.
And then I'm buying it from the bins anyway. So whatever I'm buying is already cycled through the store and people thought it was unworthy anyway. So
Right.
you know.
What was I gonna say? Go ahead. Or I'll think of it in a minute.
So you mentioned that you mentioned several people, Harry Tornado, Chris Lynn from Daily Refinement, Tech and Sports, Rinzi, this Flip the Bins.
Flip the world.
Flip the world. I was taking notes.
Yeah.
Flip the world. Did you watch all of them like prior to starting your reselling journey, or
no, it was all a combination all at the same time. Like before I knew anything about reselling, like I Googled it, so everything came from that one Google search. And then one recommendation from a YouTube channel to another recommendation to another. And like, when I first started watching it, like I had no desire to watch Harry Tornado's videos. I had no desire to watch Chris Lynn's videos. It wasn't what I was looking for. I was looking for sourcing videos. So I knew what to pick up because I had no clue what's valuable. I didn't know how to look up comps. I didn't even know how to look up sell through. You know what I mean? So I literally would go and I was the guy that listed my items based off active listings, not knowing that I could filter by sold and get an accurate price. You know what I mean? So like there was just all this stuff. And then as I got to learning things and understanding that, okay, well, I do have to watch Chris Lynn and figure out why he's always talking about his analytics, why he's always talking about processes. I do have to watch, Harry Tornado and see why he's picking up what he's picking up. You know what I mean? And then I gained value from some of everybody. And then when I realized that some people were leaning more towards entertainment, I stopped watching them. You know what I mean? And I started watching the people that were going to help me make serious cash. I can't make serious cash from watching Josh's videos, but I can be supremely entertained. You know what I mean? But that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to be entertained. I'm here to be taught. That's what I go to YouTube for. I go to YouTube only to learn. I'm not here for entertainment. I don't care anything about that. I can go to Netflix if I want to have fun. You know what I mean? So I use YouTube as an educational tool. And that's what I'm here for. And so that's who I gravitate towards. Like I don't watch sourcing videos anymore. I don't watch haul videos. I only watch videos where I can see data on what sold.
Yes. And I think that is very important too. Because I'm like, I don't care what you bought. I want to know what you sold and how much you made and that kind of thing. That's I think that's really important.
I think that YouTube and the resellers that are on YouTube, because when we all, well, not when we all, because Sarah's been doing it for a long time, but for in the last 4 to 5 years, what the YouTube reselling community is saying has changed considerably. Who the people that are at the upper echelon of teaching have changed. And those of us that have been in the game for a little bit know the people that have just become YouTubers versus the people that are still actively reselling. And it's a totally different type of channel.
And then and that's why I don't have although unfortunately it's very, very easy to find my eBay store, but I don't have a link for my eBay store anywhere because I don't want my subscribers going to my store. I don't want them shopping with me. I don't want them copying my listings because I want them to understand the value of putting together a good listing. So that's why I don't advertise it anywhere. I don't want anybody shopping with me, first of all, because I don't want people to think that that's why my numbers are what they are because I'm getting viewer sales. I'm not trying to do that. If I'm going to be trying to teach people how to do eBay, I want to be teaching them from an authentic experience, not because I got flooded sales, from viewers, pumping my numbers up. Okay, look at all these numbers I made, guys. Now come join my course. Like that's not what I want. I want it to be an authentic experience. So I could tell people from, okay, I did this and I had these types of results, or I did this and this didn't work. Don't try that. You know what I mean? But I can't say, oh, look, I did, this amount of sales last year, but it was all from viewers. Come, let me teach you how to do this. You know what I mean? Because that's not going to work. You're not going to have the same results that I have. So that's why I don't want anybody coming to shop with me, because I don't want inflated numbers. I want authentic. This is what I've done. This is the results from it. And that's why I don't put my stuff out there anywhere. But there are people that are doing great, killing it, selling to their subscribers. That's not my business model.
Right, right.
Yeah.
To go back for a minute, you were talking about having gotten recertified for training and sports nutrition or nutrition. So are you still certified in that?
No, it expired last September. It's
Oh,
only
okay.
every couple of years you got to do, at least with the school that I went to, it expires every couple of years. And I just think that's a money grab. There are institutions where you can do it and it's lifelong. But the information does change from the 2-3 years that I took it the first time around to when I took it the second time around. There was a lot of new information in there, but there's always new clinical studies getting done on like sucralose and dextrose and all this maltodextrin and all these other, chemicals and stuff that they're putting in our food. There's all these advancements that come out that they teach you in each update of the course. So you're never going to stop learning. And there's always scientific research getting done on, well, what this type of training does to the body versus this type of training does. And then I think there's always value in updating or taking a refresher course. But since I'm doing this when my certification expired, I was like, they're not going to hire me anyway. So the only way for me to survive in that is if I started my own coaching, which I could totally do. I would have to build up a type of marketing or something, like kind of like I've done with YouTube. So I'd have to be a YouTuber for the fitness category. And that market is totally different. Like it's so saturated. It's very hard to stand out without taking your shirt off and without like trying to use sex as a marketing ploy. And I'm not about that. So I just switch lanes. I'm 40 years old. What I look like up here taking my shirt off, trying to be an influencer. You know what I'm saying? So
but there is a need for, so you could absolutely, so that was where I was going with it. Not, you being you, but doing it as a course or doing it as a membership. One of the things that I have wanted to do is have, like with I teach inside of other groups, right? Is to have a group that like all of the things are there. The accountability is there, the health, the nutrition is there, the workout is there, and then have the teachers inside of the group that are doing that, so that like we could go live in the morning with a workout. Maybe we have another teacher that comes in the afternoon and does a different one, and then another one in the evening for those people. Like I'm not the evening person. Well, I mean, who are we kidding? I'm not any of the people, but I need to get there. I need to get there. But I struggle. I have realized there's nothing else that I have learned in the last 5 years that I've been kind of doing this thing, is that consistency really is key. I mean, people throw those 3 words around all the time, but it is absolutely
exactly
key in any aspect of your life, in every aspect of your life. And if you want to accomplish anything, you have to be consistent about doing it. So I have made it my goal that in 2024 that I'm going to reclaim my health. Whatever that, it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to lose pounds, but I'm going to be more active. I'm going to be a better version of me physically. So,
well, and I think there's value in that, because as we get older, as we acquire more wealth, as we, get smarter about just our overall being, I think, we do become to, be more aware of our impending doom. And so in order to, live as long as you can, you got to be as healthy as you can. And so on top of that, if you're doing all this to have financial wealth and a healthy bank account, why let that be the only healthy area of your life? And so I see a lot of value in the health, industry, training industry, nutrition industry. I see a lot of value in it. And if I could do it from a standpoint of like, okay, because I was just thinking about it yesterday, because I do always get these, because that's the first YouTube channel I ever made, was a fitness YouTube channel. And that's what this, with my email, if you've ever noticed, it says Dixon's Pickens Fitness or something like that. I changed the name a while ago, but whatever. Um, I started this whole journey on YouTube as a fitness influencer, but I started getting a lot of unwanted attention, like girls hitting on me and stuff like that while I was in a relationship. So it made it real hard for me. I had a fitness Instagram that was almost at 10,000 followers and stuff like that, and lots of negative attention. And I was like, man, if I ever go back to it, I got to do it as like 40-year-old guy starts a fitness journey. You know what I mean? Even though I'm already jacked, like I wouldn't obviously be just starting, but people could watch that and like join me and follow along and get on my level with me. You know what I mean? So like I do think that there's some value to doing it. I'd have to figure out how to do it though, because there's definitely a way to get it done.
I think you could market to the older population.
Yeah.
Because I think that perhaps that would help it, not the girls hitting on you. I mean,
Yeah.
you might
I
have,
think that that's a good idea.
because the older people, they're, when I personally look at fitness channels and stuff, it's like, okay, well, there's all these 25-year-old
Yeah.
people, and it's like, well, okay, they have no idea what we're going through.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like I just, it's not relatable to me. I want
Yeah.
someone that is, 40 plus, that I can
Mhm.
relate to,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean,
Well,
we just started, Sarah and I just started with two other ladies, a females only
mhm.
50 plus
Yeah.
type group. For you, you could do it as, hey, look, sorry, but I only
Yeah.
teach men.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of workout. This is what
Right.
we're gonna do. I mean, you're still gonna get some of them hitting on you, but you know,
Yeah. Well, and
kind of that's
I've
the way
kind
the
of
world
come
goes
to
round.
yeah, I've kind of come to terms with that on the most basic of levels. But everything that I do in life is surrounded by uh men. So like, and I what I mean by that is like I'm in a all men discipleship group. I do an all men like life group at my church. So like me and nothing but men. And then I'm also in a text thread with several different groups of just men, and we hold each other accountable. Whatever we got something going on, we pray for each other and everything like that. So I am, and the course that we're getting ready to start is called Biblical Manhood. So like everything that I do is it's around being the best man that I can be, but also being a kingdom man. So like I could try to figure out some way to spin it for like, men 40 and up,
You
because
just did. You
yeah,
just did.
Yeah.
that's just the way that I do it.
You just need it. Just you recently started. I think it's recently started your Christian channel.
Yeah.
You've already got the you're already surrounding yourself with the type of people that you want to be
Yeah.
around, and that you want to be around you.
Yeah.
And all you need to do now is add the fitness component in,
Yeah.
and you've got, and then it doesn't even have to be on, um you could just do it inside of a private group. You
Yeah.
don't even have to
Yeah.
go live.
Yeah.
You could obviously have some tips and tricks that you put out there on YouTube or TikTok or
Yeah.
Instagram, whatever, and you don't have to be in them yourself. You
Yeah.
just talk about some of the things that you do, and then that leads people
Yeah.
into your group. And then, I mean, having lived that lifestyle for a long time, those convictions,
Hmm.
you can, possibly help people find their way and
Yeah.
devote to that
Yeah.
as
Well,
well.
it's funny you say something about that because I'm actually going back to on Monday, I'm going back to the prison that I was in as a speaker. And so there's a lot of people that are in that area that are coming back to the area that I live in. And I could just lead them in all that when they get here. But you got to get out first. You got to get out, you got to be on the right page, and I'll help you do all that stuff. So yeah, that's where my heart's at, is trying to help. That's why I started the channel. I wanted people to be able to see, like, if a knucklehead like me can, turn his life around and like make some legit money, then anybody can. Cause I'm not the brightest. I'm not dumb, but I'm not extremely intelligent. But I got some street smarts. And the guy told me in prison, he said, man, if you put even half of the effort that you put in the streets into being a legit businessman, you can do some damage out there. And that stuck with me. And so I was like, all right, well, let me just try and do this the right way, because I grew up with a limiting belief over myself that since I had disabilities, like I got a lazy eye and stuff like that, or like I couldn't play sports because of my eyes. So like I was always told, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. So I just started thinking I couldn't do anything. Well, when I finally got out of my own way and like really just started putting some effort forth, I was able to do a lot more than what I ever thought I was capable of. And so I think that if I can do it and I can show people that they can do it too, then I've really fulfilled my purpose. And that's really what it's all about, is just giving back, because somebody did it for me. I got to do it for somebody else.
I think you are a natural leader.
That's what
I've never
everybody
met
says.
I've never met you before. Like, I don't know anything about you. But I just hearing you talk, I think you are a natural leader, and I think you are going to naturally attract those people that need someone
Mhm.
positive and in their life. You're going to attract those people in whatever you do. And
Yeah.
I think that's probably why your channel has grown
Mm.
as much as it has. Yeah, that comes with the trolls that we were talking about off camera, but
Yeah.
um I you're naturally you're a natural at talking to people and making them feel like they can do
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate it. That's definitely what the goal is. Um, and even with that though, like that's just happened over time, because my first few, months of YouTube videos were super cringe and I was not confident at all. But I was also trying to do something that I wasn't capable of doing at that time. I was trying to teach people how to be a reseller, and I didn't know how to be a reseller. So when I realized what you're doing isn't working because you don't know what you're talking about, I had to swallow my pride and be like, all right, well, let's just talk about what I do know. And so my content shifted to just, this is what I'm picking up. This is what the comps say about it. We're going to see what happens with it, and then I just start documenting my journey. And once I hit 100K, once I hit 100K in sales, my channel blew up. Everybody's like, I want to know how this dude made 100K in sales. What are you doing? Teach me, tell me, show me. And that's when the channel starts skyrocketing. Like I got like 3,000 subs in like the first 3 months after I hit 100K in sales. And that's because people were like, oh, this guy, he's doing something that I'm not. And from there, the channel's just been consistent growth ever since. So um, when you have something worthy of being listened to, people will listen. But until you do, nobody's going to pay attention.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the things that I've been trying to, with all the people that I talk to, and that I think that YouTube is a great, YouTube social media is a great tax hack. And one of the things that, everybody's like, but I'm a reseller. I need to do a YouTube about reselling. No, you
Yeah, no,
don't.
you
You
don't.
need to do it. There's it's been done. Um, and it's not that they can't do their own spin on it. Fine. If that's what you want to do, don't do that first.
Yeah,
What is it that you really, really love? What is it in your life that makes you the happiest?
right.
Go there first.
I agree. I definitely agree. When you're passionate about something, you could talk about it for days. And when you can talk about something for days, you don't run out of content, because
Right.
you don't have to be like, oh, well, what am I going to make a video about today? Or I have nothing to talk about, And I get like that with eBay. I got a lot to say about eBay, but if I do a live stream and nobody's in there asking me questions, I ain't got nothing to say. So, but when with my channel about Jesus, I make a video every day. These videos take me about 6 hours to make every day, and I never run out of stuff to say. I'm not putting no video out every day on eBay. I'm not doing it. I don't have enough eBay stuff to say to do a video every day. So when you're
We were
passionate about something, you'll never shut up.
Yeah, we were talking about that in our quad group.
Mhm.
Um and I said my channel, I have so much footage of me recording, and I
Mhm.
was going to be a reseller because that's what I knew. And I have all this footage of me, what's in the bag, what'd you buy, blah, blah, blah. And I thought, then it got to be to the point where I was like, there's so many people that are doing this better than me.
Mhm.
And that's not what was in my heart. In my heart, it's more, I love teaching people how to save money, how
Mhm.
to budget, an easy way, not that, there's so many people that teach all these confusing ways to
Yeah.
budget, and where you're like constantly, well, this 2 weeks, what's my budget going to be this 2 weeks? And
Yeah.
that drives me crazy. I'm like, make one budget a year, that's it, you know, and getting out of debt. And that to me is what I geek out about.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I gotta completely like
Yep.
trash everything that I talked about on my channel. And I never record it, or I never put up. And I was
Mhm.
like, it can just stay there. It'll be in the archives
Yeah.
of my, whatever.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm passionate about. And but you can see your face lights up when you talk about this fitness,
Yeah.
and
I love
you
it.
talk about your religion, and
Mhm.
you know you've made a business with eBay, but you can tell that your passion is
Yeah.
something else,
It definitely
and I
is. eBay's just a means to make money. That's just how I
yeah.
pay my bills. Would I be okay if I never did eBay again? 100%. Do I want to do
100%.
eBay forever? Not at all. Like that's just what I do as a job. I got multiple streams of income off of it, but I could care less about eBay, honestly. Like I'm not like one of those people that's like, I'm eBay till I die. Like, no, I'm not. If something came along that paid me 100K cash next year, I would quit eBay right now. I would. I don't need to store inventory. What? Okay. I don't need to go sourcing. All right, cool. Let's do it.
I'm
But right
in.
now, I don't have those opportunities to me, at this current level. So the only way I can make 100K a year is if I do it, myself. So I just got to keep my head down and grind it out until I figure out what that is. It may be eBay, it may not be eBay. Cheryl knows my number. She just did my taxes. I'm kind of close to it, but I got a little ways to go. You know.
You did great. Your 2023 was great. And I mean, and you've grown. You
Yeah.
keep growing. So,
Yeah.
yep.
We'll see what 24's got in store. Yeah.
Yep, it's still at the beginning. We've got the whole year. I mean, I've got grandiose goals for 2024.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I crossed over six figures in 2023, and that was a first for me.
Yeah. Congratulations.
I had never done that
Yeah.
before. Um, but yeah, now I'm wanting a much higher six
Yeah.
figure level for
Yeah.
2024.
Well, like I did
But I
a
don't want
hundred
it to be
a
eBay.
hundred something K the first year I went full time, and then I crossed over 200K this year with all revenue streams together. So that was pretty cool. I didn't expect to do that, but granted, with everything combined, I was able to do it. So did I do it on eBay? No, but did I do it completely? Yeah. So that's okay with me. If I could
Yeah.
introduce something else that can outdo all that, I would quit everything and just go do that. But what I'm passionate about is I'm passionate about the Lord. I'm passionate about health and fitness because I do those two things every day. I spend a lot of time with Jesus and I spend a lot of time in the gym. So that's really what I enjoy doing. But the biggest part about it is just leading people to a better way of life. Because I spent 20 years of my life in the streets, like ruining my life nonetheless, and then ruining the lives of those around me. So now I don't feel like I feel like what I need to do is spend more time on this planet rebuilding what I tore down. And I know that that's like, you know, a personal thing that I got to deal with, you know, like nobody expects me to do that, but I feel like it's only right for me to tear the world down for 20 years. I could spend the rest of my life building it up. So I just want to make it a better place than what I made it, you know, because I definitely did a lot of damage out there when I was a piece of crap.
Well, I think you are absolutely on your way to greatness and achieving that goal.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's
This
a
has been
good place to.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
has been a great chat. Very uplifting, very, very informative, and just I've learned a lot.
Now
Thank
you
you very
see
much.
why I was like, we gotta talk to Marcus. We gotta talk to Marcus.
Yes.
Well, I had a
Thank
good time
you
too.
very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Cheryl, we will see you guys next week with our next video. And again, thank you, Marcus. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And thank you for having us.
Yeah. Thank you for having me too. And appreciate you guys that come to the channel and watch this. Make sure you guys, if you're not watching or subscribing to either of their channels, that you do. I don't want you following my channel. Don't subscribe to me. Follow them.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Marcus.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.